Hi, this is Karina from piddix. Today I'm going to show you how to make a tabletop presentation for licensing using this file. It's called piddix Tabletop Mockups 3, and I will put a link to this file in the comments below. Now before I get started, there are 3 different things that I did. First, I opened up a series of artwork, a collection that had similar colors that I thought would look good on these products. You'll notice that they don't match exactly. I don't have one that looks like a mug, for example. These are rectangles and squares and circles, but that's okay. They'll look good on the products once we get them over here. I also made sure that auto select was turned on. You can see on the top here. You'll see why I do that in just a moment. And over here on the right, all of my layers are opened up. So I'm going to start in the bottom right corner. Click on short canister vase photograph. Because I had auto select layer turned on, it's going to highlight this. Come over here and grab this little birdie, put him over here, and it's going to get you almost to the right spot. If you look over here in short canister vase file, there's a layer called add your image here, and that's exactly where you're going to put that bird. And then you just click it and move it around until you like how it looks. Let's do about there. I'll do this vase next. I'm going to grab these feathers because they're tall and might look good on a vase. And now you notice this is a little different. I've got artwork opened up in Illustrator and Photoshop. So this is an Illustrator file that I just grabbed and drug over. I'm going to hit return to place it. Move it to where it says add image here. And maybe shrink it a little bit. So I like how it looks. Move it around. There we go. Now, with this dark image, I'm not liking this background as much anymore. So I'm going to play around in the backgrounds and see if I can get something with a little more contrast. So in the very bottom of this file, we've got 5 different options plus white for backgrounds. We'll take a look at gray boards, which looks better with the black. We've also got light boards, pretty good. Kind of a yellowy Japanese paper. Pretty wooden background. I think I'm going to stick with this light boards for now and see how that goes. Next I'm going to do this cake stand. The cake stand has a top and a bottom. Each is separate if you want it to be. I'll start with the bottom. Grab a little birdie and pull it down, shrink it a little bit. Hit return to place it. Move it to cake stand parts bottom. Add image here for bottom. Grab that, move it over. Looks pretty good. Do the top next. Select on the top. I want something a little more simple for the top, so this is a pattern, again in Illustrator. Make it large enough so it fits over the whole thing. Hit return and add this to cake stand top. Add image here. There we go. For the square, let's try the deer for the square. I've already selected my square. Grab the deer. Move it to square plate. Add your image here. Shrink this a little bit so we get more of the deer. I want to be able to get the flowers and maybe a little bit of its tail. Oh, looks about right. Plate next. Hit return to place it. Plate. Let's do a circle for the plate since it's already in the right shape. I can already tell it's going to be a little small, so I will a little bit bigger. Hit return to place that. Move it to the add your image here layer. Okay, tray is next. We haven't used the fox yet. Move it up to the add your image here. That's too big, so let's shrink that just a little. Make sure we get his head in there. Okay, we've got one more to go, is the cup. Now we've used all our images, so let's do this bird again. Maybe we can do the flower. About like that. That looks good. Now, here comes some of the fun parts. We've got a very nice basic layout of all these items. Most of these individual files have different parts that you can use. So let's start with the cup, for example. In the cups, you've got coffee cup mock-up. You can do the whole cup except the interior. So let's drag our image here to do it as the whole cup, and you'll see it puts it on the handle and the lip. Now, most of the time the factory will keep these parts separately, which is why adding it just to the body is the important part, but you can change the colors. So let's do the cup handle. I'm going to open up this cup handle file, turn this on, and double click to change the color. So I think I'm going to try to grab maybe a nice pink. I'm going to pull this over so you can see that. You can do the same thing. I'm going to copy this color and use that same color for the lip also. So open up the lip, double click to change that, put the color in, hit OK. In the vase, or sorry, the rectangular tray, here's another one that's got some different parts. If you want to do the whole image, which is what we did before, you just put it there. But you can also change the edges. So in this case, we would do rectangular tray, your image here. And you see how it gives you these white edges? Let's change the color, turn that on, change the color. Let's stick with pink, just for fun. And I've actually done that in the wrong place. So that was for the tray. This is the tray edge color. That's why it didn't change. Okay. There we go. Now, all of these layers, you can do several things. You can do edges, you can change the color of the inside, the shadows on all of these. So in this case, this tray, you can turn off the shadow, you can turn the shadow on. So there are a lot of different items that you can move around and do. Let's move some items. In this case, we're going to turn off the auto select, grab the rectangular tray, and now, because I've selected the rectangular tray group, you can move this whole item wherever you want. I'm actually going to leave it where it is, but it's fairly easy to move these all around and really make it your own. Now, time for the logo. I've already had my logo pulled up. Just the same as the rest of the products, you're going to click on the, turn on your auto select again. Click on the logo. Grab your own logo. Move it into place. I'm going to line it up with the item that's already there. Turn the other logo off, because that's mine. For the collection name, select it with your arrow and then go to the T, the font. Now, you're probably just going to type this in here for making it a little easier. I already have these written up, so I wouldn't waste as much of your time with that. So let's do the website next. Just copying and pasting. Here's your name and copyright. Your name here. And make sure these are all still lined up. Now before I finish, I want to take one more look at the background and see if that's still my favorite. I think that one's too dark. That one's cute. So I might keep that one for now. I want to show you one more thing before we go. So I was saying each of these layers has a lot of different options. One of the things you can do is you can change the entire color of the photograph as well. In this case, in all of these, the artwork goes across it, but if you have some artwork that doesn't go across the entire image, for example. So let's say on this vase you wanted to grab, I'm going to grab a vector feather, make that a little bit smaller, and you can see the vase behind it, because this doesn't take up the whole, doesn't cover the entire vase. So that looks pretty good, but what if I wanted to change the color of the background? You're going to find your artwork, and then it says double click to change color. Let's do it at kind of a blackish dark. So you can do that on all the items as well if you want to change the color of the, basically the photograph, the item, if you have a piece of artwork that doesn't go across the entire photograph. So now you're going to save it with the layers with a new name so you don't overwrite your original template, and then shrink it down and save it as a JPEG or a PNG in a smaller file that you can email to prospective clients. So thank you very much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed it.